Hello everyone, welcome to Task IS. Today we are starting new unit, that is emotional intelligence. Till now we have covered 3 units. And one important thing is, please like, share and subscribe Task IS. That will give us continuous motivation to move ahead. Now these are some subtopics under this unit: concept of emotional intelligence, utility and application of emotional intelligence in administration and governance. So we will cover these one by one. Emotional intelligence. Here are two words, what is emotional and what is intelligence. So firstly we will discuss about emotions. What are emotions? Emotions are feelings, and emotions are related to our psychological state. Whatever will be our psychological state, that will determine what kind of emotions we will have, because our mood depends on what is going on in our mind. Emotions are generally instinctive. It means they are based on our feelings, and it is not necessary that they are based on reasoning. For example, some of the emotions can be love, enjoyment, sorrow, surprise, anger, fear. That means emotions can be positive or negative. And they are not based on our reasoning. We can easily understand, because sometimes we are very angry with our loved ones or with our seniors, and we don't want, because we actually know that we can't stay away from those people, but our emotions make us very angry. Now, what is role of emotions? Firstly, socialization. Because if we are interacting with others, then we are conveying our emotions. Without emotions, human being is like robotic in nature. You can easily analyze in your family also, where you are showing some love or enjoyment on some situations, and at the same time you are showing anger on another situation. But consider, if you are not showing these emotions, then what kind of life or family you are enjoying? That means you will have more kind of mechanical life without emotions. And also focus that even negative emotions have importance, because they help us to realize what is positive emotions. Because if you are angry, then after some time you will cool down, but in angry or in sorrow state you will realize importance of being happy, because now you want that I should be more happy, and these situation, angry or sorrow, this should not come to me. Now thirdly, emotions help us to assess new information. You can understand this by one example. If you have seen a woman on a road and she is crying, so you can make some guess that probably she will be in problem. And although she is saying that she is fine, but analyzing the situation as well as her emotions, you can easily estimate that something is wrong and she wants to hide that. Maybe that is case of domestic violence. Thus, emotions help us in various ways. Now, what is intelligence? Intelligence means that you can understand any situation very easily in an intelligent manner. Here, intelligent is not only about your bookish knowledge, it is more broader than your bookish knowledge. Here, intelligent mean you are understanding what the actual situation is. Now, emotional intelligence. Here, emotional intelligence in simple words is one's ability to monitor one's own as well as other emotions, and using this emotional information to guide his thinking or behavior. It means here an individual is understanding his emotions as well as emotions of others. Now, after that information, he is utilizing that information to guide his behavior in social life, and this will helpful in personal life also. So this is meaning of emotional intelligence. That means being intelligent about your emotions. Now you will perceive, evaluate, regulate and manage, control and use your emotions for your good. For example, you are evaluating any situation. if you are a district magistrate and you have to face some riots in your area, now you have to evaluate what are the emotional situation of those people, and you have to regulate emotions of those people. That means you have to try to convince those people and regulate their energy in a positive way, otherwise that will create a law and order situation. Now you are regulating, managing, controlling their emotions as well as utilize. Here you can utilize your emotions also as well as others emotions also. For example, you are feeling that you don't have mood to study, but if you have emotional intelligence, what you can do, you can change some subject. If you are studying polity, then start something related to science and tech, so that will give a refreshment as well as coverage of topics instead of studying polity for a long time, because that will reduce your efficiency also. You should not take it on your ego that you will complete polity in one go. So this is a type of emotional intelligence that you can utilize. Here individual is managing, controlling his emotions as well as others emotions, and he is utilizing these emotions in right manner and right place and at right time. For example, you should have idea that at what time and in what situation you have to show anger, and in what situation you should appease others. So these situations and these emotions will help you in your personal as well as in administrative life. Now, how emotional intelligence is improved? There are 3 ways. You can consider it as a life cycle where any individual has some cognitive abilities. It means what are your mental structure, what kind of attitude you have. You can include all in this part. It means presently you are this individual. After that you will have new experiences. New experiences like Buddha has seen old man, diseased man. So this was a new experience for him. Now different situations. For example, you have recently faced a dilemma that you should favor your son in saving him from police custody when he has done something wrong, or you have to support police in their work. So these are some dilemmas and situations that will help you to improve your emotional intelligence. Similarly, you can relate it with your training where different experiences or situations you will go through so that your emotional intelligence will be improved. Now, one another example is if your district is facing some floods or another disaster and your family as well as whole district is in problem, what kind of decision you will take? Whether your decision has some objectivity, rationality, or you will go just in emotions and you try to spend time with your family and not focusing on your administrative duties. So this is another example. Now you can learn from some famous administrators. For example, administrator who is handling Naxalwad in Dantewada district. Similarly, who has handled communal riots or handling strikes, because these situations, these are extreme situations and they demand emotional intelligence. Consider if hundreds or thousands of people are protesting against government, then you have to handle those situations. You have to cool down those leaders and those angry youth and channelize their energy in a positive way. So these situations demand emotional intelligence. Till now we have discussed emotional intelligence in a very lucid way so that you understand concept. Now Dan Goleman's book that has given some organized structures to write points regarding emotional intelligence. According to him, there are 4 pillars of emotional intelligence. First pillar is recognize ours. That means emotional intelligence helps us an individual to recognize his emotions, his thought, his behavior, and in what situation, what kind of emotions an individual will have. Now, secondly, managing one's own emotions. you can easily correlate that if one understands his situation, then he can easily handle his emotions, and by this that individual will be more capable in handling real life problems. For example, he will be good in maintaining balance between life and work in his personal as well as professional life. And you can correlate with recent incident of suicide of famous actor, that is Sushant Singh Rajput. He was a great actor, great individual, intellectual individual, but something was wrong where his emotional intelligence level goes down and he has done suicide. So this shows importance of emotional intelligence, where you have to manage your emotions. Now, social awareness. In first two part, you have focused on individual's personal life. He has recognized his emotions, he has managing his emotions. Now social awareness, now emotional intelligence is helping him in social life, where he will understand others people's emotions. And if you are understanding others emotions, then it is sure that you will be intelligent in handling those people. Now, handling relationship. If you have understand others emotions, then you can easily channelize their emotions as well as managing relationship. For example, if you are in family, you have to show love and care, affection. So if you are showing these characteristics, although you have a busy life, then your family relations will be good. Similarly, in your organization, you are showing care as well as responsibility, accountability for other people. You are giving equal respect for these people. You are understanding what are their problems, why someone is not able to finish his task on time. Maybe he is not well, maybe he has some emergency in his family. If you are considering these situations in making decision, then you will be in a better position to handle relationship. Now you can connect this with Buddhism also. You can connect emotional intelligence with Buddhism also. Buddhism has always motivated for middle path. Here Buddhism has mentioned that you should not suppress your emotions, but you should regulate them, because extreme points are dangerous. You should follow middle path. In middle path, that means you have to study, but sometimes you can watch movies, you can talk to your friends. Now this diagram can be utilized to express Dolman's idea, that is recognizing yourself, regulating yourself, now social awareness and managing relationship. Now characteristics of EI rich people. What are the characteristics of an individual who is rich in EI? Firstly, his interpersonal relationship will be very strong, because he will utilize social awareness of others' emotions in making or managing relationship. Secondly, he will be very cheerful and motivated person, and issues like suicide or depression, that will be miles away from him. So it has characteristics in individual life and social life. We have mentioned both. Now some issues like emotional outbursts or getting overwhelmed easily, these will be not happen with him, because he will understand that now I am very angry, that's why this is a vulnerable situation and I can say something which is very offensive for others. So he will regulate his behavior. Similarly, he will understand that others are doing particular action or showing love and affection because they want any work from me, or this is very temporary nature of others. It is not a permanent or stable relation. So these emotional intelligence also help in these aspects. Now he is very accommodative and assimilative, because he will understand others' problems. He will be good in managing conflicts. So that's why he will be more accommodative in any organization or in society. Now he will face less issue of cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance means when you want something but you are doing different. For example, now you are a very ethical person and you don't want to indulge in corruption, but on the order of your superiors as well as pressure from family and you have flow into emotions and done some cheating or some illegal work. So that means your core was good, but due to external influence you have done something wrong. But this is good or bad, both situations are inside you. Now that will create cognitive dissonance. That means that will create an environment of guilt and you want to punish yourself. So if you are very emotional intelligent person, then you can avoid this situation. For example, if your core is good and something external is putting pressure on you, then you can easily handle others that this is wrong and I will not do this work. So EI also help you in maintaining your ethical or moral values. So you can write this as a separate point also. Now how EI develops. There are various socialization means which will help in developing EI, because no one or no child is having EI when he is born. So firstly, parents' role, because family is our first learning institution. So here family role depends on two factors. Firstly, how your parents are behaving, whether they want that your child should express emotions or they want to suppress your emotions. For example, if some family has a rule that man should not cry, boy should not cry, then that individual or that boy as a man also have this tendency to show lesser care or less sensitive towards violence, or when he has seen someone crying. And there is high probability that this boy or a man in later life become more vulnerable to indulge in domestic violence because he has less value for tears. Now another parent's role is that how their parents are behaving, or they are giving punishment or reward, what kind of way they are using in their parenting method. For example, if they are showing reward, then that individual will be or child will be very motivated. He will show empathy towards others. He will behave in a responsive way. But if that child has faced punishment in his life, then that child have some kind of deprivated nature as well as very angry, etc. So we have seen parents' role in developing EI. Now similarly, society's role. Here society also can work in positive as well as in negative manner, because our societal norms also decide that boys should look hard, they should not take care of small things which are in family generally goes on, and that led to emotional pressure on an individual. And they try to show that girls should show soft nature and they should be focused more on caring nature. If woman has a caring nature, then this will be good for family or society. So these are some societal norms that also decide what kind of EI an individual will have. Similarly, training or role model influence. In role model influence, if you are inspired from very great leader like Abdul Kalam Azad, then you will focus on small things and you will have higher EI. Similarly, training, like training in Labasana, they will give some situation of dilemma where you have situation like both your decision in both ways are good. So what kind of decision you will choose will decide what decision is ethical or morally right. So this situation or experience also help in developing EI. Now next is application of EI in administration and governance. Till now we have covered general points about emotional intelligence, but we have also seen some examples where we have shown how EI has utilization in administration. So now we will cover it in detailed manner. From studies, it is shown that 90% of top performers are high in emotional intelligence. These top performers are in public sector as well as in private sector. Private sector, you can consider about CEO of famous multinational companies. and only 20% of low performers were high in emotional intelligence. That means if you have high EI, there is very high chance that you will be in the top ladder. And one another important saying is that if you have a high IQ, that is intelligence quotient, then you will be easily get into service. But if you have high EQ, then you will reach high in the ladder and you will get easy promotions and you will be in higher top authority of any company or organization. Now some of the applications are self-regulation. For example, if an individual or administrator have high EI, then he will regulate his behavior and he will take decision on the basis of objectivity, and he will analyze his strengths and weaknesses, that in which area he can work and to what extent he can fight individually in any particular situation. For example, if some female police officer, she got a call from a gangster and this gangster is asking her to come alone and he will give some proof for any police inquiry. But is this right, or is this emotional intelligent decision of this police officer to actually go alone? She may create that situation that she is coming alone, but she is taking help of others. This is a different situation. But if she is going alone altogether, whether this is a right decision, because he is a famous gangster. So by recognizing your strengths and weaknesses, an individual can regulate his behavior. Now management of stressful situation, this is the second point. In stressful situations like riots, you can consider JNU riots or Jamia Millia Islamia issue. So you can consider these situations, that how emotional intelligence of an individual will help, especially in communal riots or gender issues. These sensitive issues demands management of emotions. Now empathy. If you have EI, then you will understand others' emotions who are sleeping hungry on roads, and you will respect their concern. Now you can consider this with migration issue of COVID-19. Labor class, they return back to their homes, but here their concern is not only their livelihood. Of course, livelihood is 80% major concern, but their another concern was emotional attachment with their family, because they have fear that if they got corona, then they will surely will die, but they want to die or spend time with their families. So this is another social aspect which an administrator should take into consideration. Now communication skills. These communication skills are necessary for any administration or organization for upward information of flow as well as downward information of flow, because in every organization there is hierarchy. If this information flow is good, then there will be more transparency, more accountability and responsibility. Then this is good for work culture of that organization as well as concept of welfare of people. That will also helpful. Here chances of arising of conflicts is less, as well as there is more chances of resolution of those conflicts between members of an organization. Now motivation. If an individual is self-motivated because he has high EI, then of course he will spread positive radiation in outside, and this radiation also help in providing good or motivated environment for others, and everyone wants to work in a positive environment, and this positive environment also help in increasing efficiency of individual as well as of organization. And if everyone is giving his best, then of course they will get good results and they will have a better team performance. So these are some of the points where we can mention about role of emotional intelligence in administration and governance, and especially country like India where so much poverty and social issues are there. EI or values like empathy has a special importance. You can mention this, as well as communication, because here vulnerable people, for example women who is sufferer of domestic violence, but it is generally seen that they will not speak when police inquiry will happen. Here your emotional intelligence will help you to analyze any situation. Similarly, motivation or team performance, because if your subordinates are not motivated, they are not happy with their work, then your work culture efficiency or your personal efficiency will go down. Now, why role of EI has increased in administration and governance? There are some points. These points are related to why role of EI in personal life has increased, and these points related to civil servants. Why EI role for civil servants has increased in personal life. Now this is the age of digitalization, and but we are aware about term of digital divide. This is a reality, and during this time in lockdown this reality is very much visible, or I can say this is highlighted now also, that how poor students can't enjoy digital education, but here where poor or middle class people can enjoy online education or work from home. These are available only for higher or middle class people, but what is about those poor people? They don't have internet connectivity, they don't have smartphones. How will they work or they study? So this is another aspect. But this is true that by digital age, now not only physical distance but social distance between individuals has increased. It is important and well known saying that on Facebook or WhatsApp you will have thousands of friends, but you will don't have even a single best friend with whom you can talk. So there is higher loneliness, higher relative deprivation. In digital age, everyone can see that your friend or your relative is enjoying here and there by their photos or their social media status. You can analyze their situation, and that led to greater relative deprivation. Even aspirants of UPSC also feel relative deprivation if their friends are enjoying best of their times and they are studying in isolated areas and they are studying NCERT, but their friends are enjoying. So these issues arise. Now, rising loneliness can create other issues like suicides or depression. So these cases are rising, and role of emotional intelligence has increased, and you can also connect with rising materialistic or consumerism behavior, where focus on collecting new things, buying new phones every month. These behavior is noticed, and if you are not getting these things, then you will have chances of getting depression or feeling lonely. So role of EI has increased in personal life. Now role of EI for civil servants. Now with time, multiple stakeholders has say in civil servants work, because earlier only state and central government was there, but now third tier of government has also come into picture, and civil servants has more connect with panchayats or municipalities leaders, and because these people have more connect with local and common men. So if civil servants want any scheme or program to be implemented at ground level, they have to interact with these third tier also. That means another political layer for civil servants to interact. So that will create more pressure on civil servants. Secondly, now people are more aware, because this is the role of digitalization or RTI. People are aware about their rights. They are demanding why this information is not given to public. So this again put pressure on some honest civil servants also, and this sometimes led to their violation of privacy issues. Now, as population rises, workload increase, but number of civil servants are not increased in that manner. as our population increase as we have witnessed. So that's why increased work pressure also led to more burden on civil servants and more AI is needed. Thirdly, now new issues like environmental concern. In 60s or 70s or 80s, no one is thinking about sustainable development because less focus was on environment, and countries like India that time focusing on food security. We are not thinking about environmental concern, but here civil servants have to think about food security as well as environment sustainability. Similarly, international affairs. Before LPG era, role of international actors was limited in our country, but now every action, even actions of state governments also have influence on international affairs. So these issues also have to be tackled. Thus role of AI for civil servants also increased. Now how to impart AI in civil services or civil servants you can mention. So here are some of the ways that will help you to impart AI for any individual or civil servants particularly. Firstly, understand the unspoken. If you are a good listener, then you will understand body language of others, and this will helpful for understanding vulnerable or weaker section of society. For example, women or old age people who have issues regarding behavior with them, but due to their emotional or attachment with their close ones, they generally don't speak up. So these people need special attention, and administrators have to understand their problems which are not spoken by them. Now secondly, has concern. If you are understanding others problems and you are not showing concern, then this is of no use. You have to show concern, and you have to show concern in a warm manner. You can show concern when your friend got less marks in exams. You can show concern when in your organization someone is ill and she or he is not able to finish his task on time. Then you can show concern and you can help him. That will help you in maintaining good relationship. Now through persuasion skills, we have covered what is persuasion. Persuasion is one of the communication means by which you are trying to convince other people by giving good facts as well as giving emotions or showing some behavioral aspect, but without any pressure. So we utilize these persuasion skills in some programs like Swachh Bharat Mission or Beti Padhao Beti Bachao. So by persuasion skills, you can understand other person and you can make another individual to follow what you are saying if you are morally or ethically right. So by these means you can impart AI in your actions. Also you can act as a role model. For example, if you are working very honestly and you are showing concern for your subordinates, then you will be a role model for other subordinates and they will also try to follow your behavior. So these are some of the ways by which an individual can impart EI. Now last line is EI has link with empathy. We have understood about empathy in our earlier class that empathy is a value where individual understand others' problem and he has deep concern for others and he wants that others' problem should be elevated in a short time. So if he has emotional intelligence, then only he will understand other situations. That means EI and empathy has a close relationship. If someone has EI, then only he can have a good quality like empathy. Now we have seen some positive qualities its use in administration, but there are some negative of EI also. For example, Hitler, well-known leader, and he has great persuasion skills. He had persuaded a large number of German people. So he has used his body language as well as his EI to persuade others, and his approach to use EI was to spread hatredness against Jews, and even he was considered as one of the main reason for Second World War. So EI can have negative role also, because in EI you can manipulate others. if someone is saying something genuinely, but for your self interest you can manipulate others. So emotional intelligence has potential for misuse. Similarly, this manipulation can be utilized by political leaders for gaining favor of masses, and they can do vote bank politics. This is another issue. So from our discussion we can conclude that, like any skill, AI can be negative, can be positive, and it can be used for good as well as evil for our society. Thus every individual should have high AI, but with AI there should be high moral or ethical values that individual have, so that he can use AI in a positive manner or good for the people. So that's all for today. I will again request you to like, share and subscribe Task IAS channel. That will give us motivation to continue this series. Thank you.